All right, so we are back with Ian, aka Superman, and our lead person here with health, nutrition, and super high density nutritional products through Purium. Ian, welcome back. Great to see you. How you doing
Thanks a
today?
lot, Sean. Great to be here, man.
So we're now in week 2 or week 3 with our Purium products, and we absolutely love them. Just before the call, you were able to meet Riley. You've obviously met Aubrey. We've all been on these products, and it's a multitude of generations of people that are using them that are getting great benefits. So uh, I'm in my 50s. Aubrey is in her 30s, or is 30, and Riley's 26, 25. And so it's a whole generation of younger and older people using the products. We're at the gym, we're working out and getting better workouts. And obviously, because I'm working the technology industry and I'm dealing with a lot of people that have a lot of health issues, a lot of these people really don't understand how important it is to have high density nutritional products and get that into your body to give the body what it needs to do what the body can do. And so you being an expert in this field and, a sort of a very high level athlete, this is this inside out and backwards. So where do you want to start today? What do we want to talk about? Where do you want to go with today's call?
Well, I'd like to definitely discuss like the daily core 4 immune. Actually, you got a daily core 4 on the way to you, which is awesome. That's actually, the power shake, the zinc aid, the aminos, the cherry, and the biomedic, which I like to cover. Every human being today, unfortunately, is starving. Most people are getting overfed and malnourished in the land of plenty, which is the United States, where every corner there's a Chick-fil-A, there's a Chipotle, there's a Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, you name it. Those are food deserts, and that is what's creating the diseases that we hear about, and of course all the commercials that we see promoting the drugs that don't get to the underlying cause. So what I'd like to begin with is the daily core 4 immune. But just a little background on me: I have close to 30 years in whole food plant-based nutrition. Sean mentioned, I do ride a bike. I rode 20 miles this morning. I'm not in competition anymore, but I still ride a lot. I will be 55 in 6 months, and I'm having the best experience ever because I take care of myself and I'm not recreational with my health. Okay, my whole message for everybody that's going to watch this is that you could be an asset to yourself or a liability. And most of our fellow Americans are being a liability. They're going to celebrate on July 4th. They're going to eat a lot of barbecue. They're going to drink a lot of beer. They're going to do all of that stuff. And your body is on the receiving end of a lot of inflammation.
It is. And there's a great movie on YouTube that I saw recently. I know you've watched it. It's called What the Health. Instead of what the heck or what the hell, it's What the Health. And if anybody hasn't seen that movie, I highly recommend you watch that because, there is a lot of information and there's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of confusion, is probably even a better word, about what foods are really good for you and what foods are probably not. And even myself, being in the industry, having a fairly good understanding of what's good and what's not, I really, really got a shocking wake-up call watching that movie. And it's very interesting because a lot of things that you think are good for you are actually immediately causing inflammation in the body. I deal a lot of people, arthritis, stiffness, soreness. Well, they're coming to me for technology. However, if you're getting a really high density nutritional product and you're keeping inflammatory foods out of your system, there's a very good chance that you're going to, walk away from this and never come back to it, because by eating the same things over and over, you're invoking that exact same response from the body. And so knowledge and education is part of it, but then high density nutrition and getting the right things in your body is really where that's a key part that comes with technology. And Ian, you are absolutely the right guy with the great products out there. So, and we're going to get into a lot of different stuff, but I want everybody to know that this is my 3rd week doing it. More energy. I feel, or 4 weeks, right? And these core products, we're taking them every day. And I've got the whole office staff on it and friends, family, other people. And we have our mutual friend, Mel. I don't even recognize Mel. I really don't. I mean, Mel looks amazing. And I don't know how much weight he's lost, but that is another key thing. 30 pounds, 35. God, that's unbelievable. And that's like in 6 weeks. And he's not even trying. But that's what happens when your body gets high density nutrition. You stop craving the garbage. You're craving all these foods because even though you're eating a lot, your body's not getting the nutrients that it needs. And those signals are still being sent to the brain saying, give me the nutrient value that these cells need. And so when you say a food desert, it's just such an accurate term because you're eating, but you're really not getting any nutrients out of the foods.
Right. Right. And the standard American diet is literally the diet that is creating a lot of these metabolic syndromes. I call cancer, heart disease, and diabetes metabolic syndromes. I'm not a doctor, but I've had enough knowledge and experience around the human body and overall nutrition to know that if you give the body what it needs, you're going to have less short-circuiting diseases, situations. So what I'd like to do now is get into the Daily Core for Immune, which is the foundational program for everyone that's going to be watching this. I use every one of these products and more. Sean and his coworkers are using it as well. The first product I want to begin with is our Power Shake. Now, this is a 100% certified organic, verified non-GMO product. Okay, this product is free of any glyphosate. I'll get into the dangers of glyphosate and how you can protect yourself from that. But the Power Shake is a lineup of 9 certified organic ingredients. It's going to give you the nutrient density of 6 microgreen salads. Super palatable for most. It's love at first taste. Okay, even for someone that's on the standard American diet that has a salty and a sweet palate, this hits it out of the park, and it's going to give you an incredible amount of nutrition. Okay, your pack comes with 2 of these biodegradable Terra pouches. Okay, and there was some pause in there because we've worked a lot on becoming plastic free. The only product that we have in the line that has plastic in the packaging is the Super Amino 23, which I'll get into that. But one power shake a day will keep the doctor away. If you have a great relationship with your doctor, that's awesome. You know, go out for a cup of coffee, go out for a dinner, but hopefully you're not seeing him for other reasons. So that's the Power Shake, Sean. Now, the next product, which is really, really important, and I made mention of it, was the Biomedic. And the Biomedic stands for, you know, the microbiome. Your microbiome is where your digestive system lives. That's where your immune system lives. It's your second brain. And most people's gut microbiome is inundated with a lot of chemicals. And there's one chemical that's proliferated in our food supply, unfortunately, which is called glyphosate. It's Roundup. People are spraying in the yards. It's in oatmeal. It's in Cheerios. It's in all these products that people buy. High fructose corn syrup, plenty of it in there. So if you're buying Heinz ketchup, buy organic ketchup, not regular ketchup. This will help your body reduce glyphosate. It's a capsule you take in the morning and the evening. It helps you reduce glyphosate by 74% in 6 weeks and lowers the inflammation marker in the body, because human beings are inflammation walking around, by 75% in the same time period. Okay. This is a game changer. Okay. Everyone needs this in today's world. Okay. I eat pretty like 99.9% organic, but there's times I go out with my family and I'm eating food. I don't know where it comes from. So the long story of it is that you really need this as health insurance. 1 capsule in the morning, 1 capsule in the evening will help your gut microbiome be a much healthier gut. The next product, my man, is the Super Amino 23. And the Super Amino 23 are pre-digested protein tablets. This product right here, I've been taking for 20 years. If I didn't share, I'm the founding brand partner with Purium. I've been consuming and using these products for 20 plus years. They're that great. This is going to give you 99% utilization of the protein to the working muscle in 23 minutes. Now, if you eat whatever protein you think is great for you, that's okay. but when it comes to utilization, this gets the job done. I take it part of my pre and post workout, but for someone that wants to do a cleanse and doesn't want to lose muscle, this prevents that from happening. Now, I have 2 more products to discuss. The next one, for those of you that have challenging sleeping patterns, okay, the Mount Morency Tart Cherry Concentrate helps you sleep because it has naturally occurring melatonin. If you go to Walgreens, CVS, the health food store, and buy melatonin, it's an isolate. It's a foreign chemical to the body. The body's not going to understand it. Okay, so it's just you're going to feel groggy. You're not going to feel too good. This has naturally occurring melatonin. Mount Morency Tart cherries have naturally occurring melatonin. They're also a massive anti-inflammatory, and they have 3 phytochemicals. This is not me saying this. This is not Purium saying this, that are actually lethal to cancer cells. So if you have apothecary traveling through your body, it's going to be, the good guys kind of, squashing out the bad in your body, because most people are creating cancer cells. And once you get that horrible metabolic disease, most people feed it and they don't know how to defeat it. And most people try defeating it the wrong way, which is very, very, very harmful to the body. So apothecary is pretty awesome. 2 tablespoons in a glass of water before you go to sleep with a biomedic, and you'll sleep like a baby. Now, last but not least is our Zinc Aid. This is an amazing product. This is a whole food plant-based approach to getting your A, E, C, D, E, and zinc. Most people take those nutrients from isolates. Isolates are foreign chemicals to the body. So the zinc comes from guava, the vitamin E comes from sunflower, the vitamin C comes from camu, and acerola, the vitamin D comes from an alga. And it's completely bioavailable. I mean, the capsules are like pink. It's beautiful whole food in these capsules. You take 3 a day, and it really helps you stay healthy and prevents viruses.
Huge.
Massive.
And so, the beautiful thing is now, initially when we first did the open the box video, it was all new to me. We're opening it up. I'm seeing all these different products. But now, after using these products for about a month, I absolutely love them. And a lot of things to circle back to.
Yeah.
But the very first thing, we talked about this in our first video, and you just brought it up again, is that a very large number of vitamins and minerals that are being sold in health food stores are synthetic.
Yes.
So you're deriving all this vitamins from natural occurring foods that are found, in normal food that we would normally eat if we were a little healthier. But a lot of this stuff is actually being generated and being sold from synthetic made chemicals, which is basically all stuff that's really not good for us. In fact, the body doesn't recognize it. And in some cases, it's actually toxic and doing the exact opposite of what's supposed to be doing. So, the fact that even the aminos and all the different things that you've got are all things that, right, that the body is made to absorb, get into the system, but it's naturally derived, is such a huge, important factor. I told this story before, I'll say it again, and it is not the first time it's happened, but it was the most recent time. About 3-4 months ago, I was out of town, forgot to bring some of the stuff with me, and said, oh, you know what, I'm just going to run to the health food store. And one of the things that I do like to take is vitamin C. I said, all right, I'm going to go find some vitamin C. And there was 6 or 7 options. Only one of those options was actually coming from an actual orange, tangerine, or rose hips, I think it might have been. But every other vitamin C that was there was 100% synthetic. And even the people in the health food store didn't get it. Even the people in the store had no clue at all. And they're there thinking that they're promoting healthy stuff, and they're really not protecting the consumer by looking out for them and only stocking stuff that's real. So, not only do you get all the vitamins, but I mean, everything that the body needs is here with these Purium based products, especially the core 4 that we're talking about today.
Yeah. And let me just, piggyback on what you were saying about vitamin C, because most ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. Ascorbic acid, more often than not, comes from corn. The majority of the corn in the United States is genetically modified. Okay. So it's like if you're looking at vitamin C, like the egg, the ascorbic acid is like the shell. The real vitamin C is like the yolk. Long story short, whole food plant-based vitamin C. I mean, the amount of milligrams of vitamin C and Zinc Aid. Let me see. We have vitamin C. Where is it? Okay, there's 90 milligrams. Wow, that's low. You see Emergency, you see all these vitamin C products that have 1,000, 2,000. It's not real vitamin C. So less is more. So in this 90 milligrams, it's bioavailable and your body's going to know what to do with it. So less is more. So I can't stress how important it is to get your food, get your nutrition from your food. Let food be your medicine, medicine be your food. How about that? You know, I mean, people have like mocked me that you're extreme. We live in extreme times. The people that are going to Starbucks every day, the people that are going to Chick-fil-A every day, the people that are going to all these fast food, they're living extreme, drinking Diet Coke. World Health Organization just said that aspartame may be a cancer-causing carcinogen. You think? You think?
Oh, possibly.
Possibly. Maybe?
Yeah.
So I see people do this. I see family members do it, and I'm just beside myself. But it's their Russian roulette, you know. And I get very, not militant. That's not the right word. I get very, you know, I want to carefront people. There's a term called carefrontation. I care about you enough to let you know what you're doing to yourself and what you're doing to your kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Carefrontation.
Yeah, and that's a great term. And, you know, in the industry, and we're both doing the same thing, is we're really trying to look out and help people. Ultimately, we're trying to provide knowledge with Aubrey and with Riley and our staff here. You know, we're really just trying to give them information. What they do with the information is 100% up to them. And, you know, I've got family members and I love my family, but you could tell them, look them straight in the eye and say, this is probably not something you should be eating. And you can actually give them the science based on it. And I don't actually do it. That's why I just say, watch the movie, listen to the doctors, listen to the science. I don't need to be the spokesperson for this. I'm just out there getting the knowledge because there's a lot of people smarter than myself. So I take myself personally out of it. Yeah. But there's people out there that are going to see that there's certain food groups that are not good for you, that cause inflammation. But because they've been eating it their entire lives, or because they have absolutely no self-discipline, they're going to eat it and they're going to know that it's not good for them, or they're just going to choose to do it anyway, which is fine because I'm not going to arm wrestle them. But there are times where I do get a little bit, you know, I do get a little bit just cut and dry, and I'm not just dancing along and just kind of being lackadaisical. I'm really just saying, look, don't come to me to talk about how bad your arthritis in your back is, or all these autoimmune, right? And there's two problems. First of all, there's the problem of the mind. That's the biggest problem with people that have health issues, in my opinion, is that they're either weak-minded or they're unwilling to change. And I get these people that say, oh, I have such bad autoimmune, and all these different problems, but yet you can tell them, here's exactly where it's coming from. Here's why you keep feeding these problems, and here's how you do to solve it. And the first problem is they keep repeating that they've got it. So they're ingraining their mind over and over, I've got it, got it, got it. They're not trying to rid themselves of it. And then you're giving them the knowledge of how they can overcome it, but they're not going to make that change. They're not going to eliminate those one or two or certain food groups that absolutely feed into it. And you talked about it earlier with cancer. There's certain foods that are going to knock, you know, they're going to basically assist the body to stay healthier. And there's certainly food groups that are out there that those cells feed on, that make them very happy, that let them reproduce. And you cannot come to me and say, oh, I got this bad issue and we got all this stuff. And then I give them a movie and say, watch the science and see what are certain things to avoid, maybe certain things that you can ingest that might assist in addition to other things that you're going to want to do, and then not do it, you know. And a lot of times I get really good, a lot of times it's the women, I mean, to give women credit, that are out there, they're navigating, getting this knowledge and trying to give it to their family. And they're dealing with rockheads, probably like me at one point, and still am at some point, that are just not going to listen, not going to conform, or think that they already have it, or think that this is something that, some hippie from Woodstock, came up in a Volkswagen van and started talking about, and they'll ignore the science of it, right? So there's a lot of good information out there. Ultimately, good health. Ian, that's why I call you Superman, because at 50, is it 54 or 55?
54 and a half.
54 and a half. I love that, because that's what we do when we're kids. I'm 6.5, I'm 7.5, 54 and a half. You don't go by years, you go by segments. But, you're the living, breathing, walking testimonial, because honestly, at 54, nobody would know that you're 54, but when you're still out doing 20-mile bike rides every day, and I know just a few weeks ago you were doing some really intense hill climbing in Colombia, and you have a background as a silver and gold medalist in bicycling, and you're living it and still putting it out and still getting after it at 54 years old, and that's awesome.
Thanks a lot. I mean, everyone has a opportunity to live the best life, and decisions shape your life. And it's unfortunate in our culture and our society that poor health is promoted for profit. And I've made a commitment for the past 27 years to elevate all that are around me, that every day you can make a decision to live a healthier life. Now, when I was in Europe recently, I was in Germany for 2 weeks, and the smoking is on a whole other level compared to the United States. I mean, when we were in Berlin, there was actually, I'm plant-based, I'm vegan. There was like 80 restaurants to go to in Europe, and I was very happy to see that. But I mean, the smoking was just terrible. And we all know in fact, the packaging on the cigarettes actually has a very graphic picture of what potentially could happen to you if you smoke those things you pay your hard-earned money for. Think about that. So for me, I want to raise everyone's awareness to your potential. Every human being that's going to watch this is potential walking around. You have to make a decision. There's several people recently that, Sean is connecting me with, and they're loving the products, okay? If you love your health, your body, you love where you live, this is where you live, take care of it, because if you don't, it's not the best place to live.
It's not. And, there's a lot to be said for quality of life, right? And so, living healthy and having quality of life, some of the best testimonials that I've gotten through the last couple of years getting into the technology field with various types of technology that we offer is seeing people that are basically getting better quality of life. And when I say better quality of life, I mean, when they get up in the morning, before they've even gotten out of bed, they're ready to get out of bed and say, I'm going to get after it. And these are people that were sore, stiff, had a lot of different physical health issues that made their daily life very, very painful. They made their daily life miserable, quite frankly. And the sad part is that they got used to that as being a normal thing, right? And they just basically threw in the towel and say, this is just how it's going to have to be. And this is the way it's been for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I'm just going to have to get used to it. But then one little thing comes into their life, and all of a sudden, wow, I feel a little bit better. And then the next thing you know, wow, I feel moving and I'm out walking again. And then this one woman who was 89 years old that really had been living a pretty tough life, that was really very downtrodden and just very sore all the time, was actually going back out and dancing for the first time in probably 5, 6 years, because she literally felt now like, I can get up and move around. I'm not so sore. And so quality of life is just such an important thing. And, there's layers and layers to what can be done. But when you can start getting high density nutrition, we've talked many times to a Dr. Mike Van Thielen. Okay, I love this stuff. Riley, can you jump on here real quick? Mm-hmm. I just want this person, this young person, can you put that back up again?
Hey, young person.
So this young person,
this will keep you young.
Tell them about that's the green shakes that we drink in the morning.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. So basically, Riley comes in every morning. First thing we do is we make up those green shakes. Tell everybody how you like the green shakes.
I honestly, I really, really love them. Soon as I was like skeptical at first because I was like, I don't really want to drink powder. And plus I was like, also a lot of them, like shakes that are like good for you are not actually good for you. So I was skeptical in the beginning. And then Sean told me about it, and so I tried it, and it tasted amazing. And it just like I felt different. I had more energy, and I don't know, it just like it just helped me all the way around. So I've just been excited to drink them every single morning. And it's better than like having coffee in the morning, and it's like my body craves it. And as Sean always says, his body says thank you when he drinks it. And
Wow,
that's
that was
pretty
a great
accurate.
commercial. Sean, we gotta sign her up.
We
What a,
do
what
gotta
a,
sign her up. So the funny thing is now, that's what I told you. I'm on the auto subscribe, and I got
yeah,
the first thing, but now I got to get extra packs because the first thing I do is I take care of everybody around me.
Yes.
Right? You know, before I'm out trying to save the world, it's Aubrey, it's Riley, it's the
young
people
Jen.
around me who I love and care about, that I want them. They're the first ones, and anything that they
Great.
need, they get it, because I spend more time with Riley, Aubrey, than I do with anybody else in my life. And so for me, they are my family. So
You're an awesome dude. You're an
Yeah.
awesome dude, Sean, because if you invest in the people around you, you just raise the tide. For me, I've been a health ranger for close to 30 years. And my son is a vegan athlete. And I mean, this kid, he's almost 200 pounds, and it's all plant-based. And a lot of people don't understand that he could actually put that lean muscle mass on the plants, but I raised him as a very, very health conscious individual. So
Right.
Riley, okay, the pack that's gonna probably be there today or tomorrow, that's the daily core four that we talked about. You have a digestive system. Your body needs to be just as nourished as Sean and myself. Okay, I'm about double your age, or actually more than double your age. All right. So what you do now will set you up for a very healthy, eventually 30 something, even though you're 5 years away. Okay.
I wish I would have known about it sooner.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
you're
okay.
doing just
Now.
fine.
So the thing is, these amazing certified organic superfoods, I've been taking them since you were 5 years old. Okay. And your body needs the same amount of nutrition as everybody else. Most people are lacking. Okay. So Power Shake's awesome. Tart cherry before you go to sleep. For your digestive system, most people have digestive stress because of their exposure to glyphosate. Biomedic, a capsule in the morning, capsule in the evening. You have an immune system. You need to protect it. Zinc Aid, you can take 3 a day. And if you go to the gym or you just want to build healthy lean muscle without exercising, it does work. Super Amino 23.
Yeah,
that's great stuff. So Ian, I want to circle in now, because can we go back to the cherry?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I take this every single night now. Theoretically, you put that into a glass of water because it's really concentrated. Theoretically, but if you're like me, I just swig it straight out of the bottle. But what's amazing is that I'm really trying to get to bed earlier. I'm trying to get up earlier. I'm really trying to get myself into a real peak physical shape again.
Yeah.
I drink that, I swig that, and I swear to God, 15 to 20 minutes later, I'm like, if I don't get upstairs and get into the bedroom right now, I will pass out on the couch. No question.
Let me add something to this, okay? Just to let all the viewers out there, this does not have, it's not a sedative, okay? But if you are in that late part of the day, it's going to prepare your body for sleep. So you get deep, restful sleep. Naturally occurring melatonin helps you achieve that. Okay. So you could take it during the day or late afternoon, and you will still get the same benefit. Okay. So Apothecary is pretty awesome. It's 100% certified organic, and it's a great, great sleep remedy.
Great. And you know what? I can tell a very clear difference when I've drank it before I've gone to bed and when I don't, with the quality of sleep that I get.
And
the number of times, yeah, I mean, like I literally, Yeah, it really does. And I just was doing some traveling last week and I did not bring it with me.
Mhm.
And I could definitely notice a difference because I don't know if I'm getting deeper sleep or whatever it is, but I'm definitely not waking up. And let's say I do get up once or twice, I go straight back to sleep instantly.
Right. And it's gonna give you that deep, REM sleep. And I've been using it for a long time, and it also reduces inflammation in the body. And I have actually a female statistic here regarding breast cancer. If one has healthy levels of melatonin in their system, you lower your potential of getting that syndrome by 45%. So having apothecary every day lowers your potential risk.
Yeah. Now, I want to just talk about what Riley was just saying with the green shakes, the power shake.
Yes.
Okay, that power shake tastes delicious with water.
It does.
Like it is so good. And when she said, like, that's how we start our day off is we do those, and she's going right after it. She's the one making them also because she loves it as much as I do. But it is so delicious and it's so nutrient dense. And like she said, I literally say when I drink that, I can feel my body saying thank you.
He does every time.
Well, I call it liquid sunshine. Okay, and it is.
Oh,
I mean,
I
Purium,
like that.
we manufacture a number of other green formulas too that are awesome. Okay, like Spectrum Greens, it's lemon flavored. It's like the best of the land and the sea. But Power Shake, I used to drink the original. I even used to put it in my water bottles on long bike rides, and it was palatable. But this is pleasurable, and it's going to give your body the nutrient density of 6 salads. How many of us are eating 6 salads a day? Most people aren't. So
No.
it's going to give you the nutritional density that you need.
Yeah. And so we've started out a routine, like the thing that's always nice is that we're in this industry just like you and we're like-minded and we're trying to live our best, healthiest lives. And, I guess the main thing is that at my age and in yours, I still want to get after it. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm in my fit. I don't care. I know obviously I might not be able to do what I was in my 20s, but I don't feel that way mentally. I still feel like the only thing holding me back is me. It's really my mental discipline. That's exactly right. And I can still get after it. I can still hit the weights. I can still do what I need to do. But we're really starting to ramp up again to getting back in, hitting the gym. We've been starting to do swimming in the morning, hiking, weightlifting, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which is kind of crazy. We're doing everything, right? But the more nutrition and the more of these items that we get in our body, the quicker my recovery times. I mean, I've been going after it pretty hard. And right now, sitting here, even after today's Friday, I'm ready. Like, you could tell me right now, let's go hit the gym, let's go whatever. I'm ready. My body has gone through quite a bit of physical activity this week, but I'm still ready to get after it. Now, let's say as an example, you're sitting in a wheelchair. Let's say as an example that you're not feeling that great. Let's say that you're somewhat bedridden. Let's say whatever it might be that you're not in that physical kind of shape. What I'm saying is start getting into some nutrition and try to focus on anything that you can do. Maybe it's just getting up and down out of the chair 8 or 10 times to start building up your leg strength. Maybe it's just getting out of bed and just trying to get across with your walker and do something. Maybe it's, taking your wheelchair and saying, look, whatever you have the ability to do, push yourself, get after it, and start working as hard as you can because, if you push the body and make the muscles work, they will respond and they will grow. But if you're basically starting to get into that situation where you're mentally shutting down, your body will continue to atrophy and you will continue to have issues. And if I've learned one thing from doctors and people much smarter than me, and there's a lot of people way smarter than me, it's that you want to stimulate the muscles, you want to push those, and you want to make them work because that is one of the greatest things you can do to maintain good overall health. And obviously, if your body's a machine, it's going to need the fuel. And the Purium products are the ultimate high octane fuel to put in the body to get that process started.
I couldn't have said it better. I mean, you know, gravity's always working against you. You know, I had a great 20-mile ride this morning. Probably going to do it again tomorrow. I'm going to do it again over the weekend, you know, and I do a lot of weight bearing exercise as well. I just use all my own body weight. And I mean, when I was at the beach yesterday and the day before down in Sarasota, I saw a lot of men my age. They didn't look too good. Okay. And they're just, you know, they're participating in that standard American diet that's paying them with that pregnant belly. And really, really, you know, you don't need to look that way. And I'm not just talking about aesthetics, because when I see that, I see syndrome X. I see the body not really working with the sugars. I see diabetes. I see heart disease. I see a potential cancer syndrome. Okay. Because people are you're either building assets, okay, or you're building liabilities. And each one of us has the opportunity to show up for our bodies on a daily basis. Now, I really show up. And when people say to me, and I'm not giving myself a compliment, wow, Ian, you look really great for your age. Now, my goal is to be ageless, because I'm giving my body what it needs at a cellular level on a daily basis. People have said, Ian, you're extreme. As I said earlier, I'm extremely aware of the pollution in our food. Therefore, I stay away from it. Okay. The people that participate in the pollution, they're just really, really not conscious. And because of that lack of consciousness, okay, they were unfortunately succumbed to some type of recreational disease in their lifetime. Okay. I'm sorry to say, but it's going to happen. Okay. The cancer is climbing because of people's recreational activities.
Yeah.
So how late is too late? Sorry.
Let's just put it this way. I ate the standard American diet up till I was 24, 25 years of age. Okay. I'm 54 now. Okay. So I've said my last bacon double cheeseburger was in 1991 after the state championship road race. I think I got third place. And I rode 100 miles the next day or the day after, but I was 22 years old. Okay. Yep. But the thing is, you know, heart disease begins at the age of 12, but heart disease can be reversed quite quickly on a plant-based clean diet. Okay. I mean, listen, if someone eats meat, I'm not going to ridicule you, but it's very inflammatory. And more often than not, it's what the animals eat that you wind up eating.
Yep, exactly. So, you know, and the other thing too is that, you know, with the plant-based diet, so Ian, the last time I had that was 1990. So I'm right there with you, brother. It's been 33 years that I've really kicked away from it. The strongest animals on the planet are the gorillas, rhinoceros, all plant-based, all meat actually coming from animals actually came from the plants. Right. It's a whole programming that's been done to us, and it's being done by some very good people. And I've grown up in the Midwest where I gotta have my meat. You know, I'm not going down that road. If that's what you believe, God bless you if you feel that way. But if you watch that movie, What the Health, you're going to see what the science of that's all about. And I'm not getting into it because it's and she's watched it. And, you know, the thing about it is that what's happening right now is that they're invoking what we call sense gratification, right? And sense gratification is basically creating foods that taste absolutely delicious, that are somewhat addicting. And in many cases, they stimulate different types of responses, which are very much like what you might get from certain types of drugs. But I watch YouTube usually for about 10 or 15 minutes before I go to bed. There's a guy on there named DJ Khaled. And I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's down out of Miami. He's a world-renowned musician, DJ.
Oh yeah,
and I think
the big guy that needs a cleanse.
The big guy. The big guy. And a lot of his videos are him, like I just watched one last night and he's eating McDonald's. And I'm like,
dude, idiot.
This guy's got $75 million and he's got all the money in the world. But the one thing he doesn't have is discipline. And so he's gorging himself with all of these super delicious foods. But I'm looking at that guy, I'm like, DJ Khaled, brother, please get onto Purium. drop 30, 40, 50 pounds, turn into a machine that's hitting the gym, that's going to be there for your kids until you're 85, 90, 100 years old, because he's got everything he could possibly want, but he doesn't have mental discipline. And this guy is, he's got a good heart and soul, so I want to give him that. But he is basically not going to be there for the kids. If that guy makes it past 60, it'll be a straight up miracle. Because
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, listen, if I'm in Miami Beach and I see him, I will carefront him. I don't care who you are. Okay. I've had several pretty significant celebrities come into my Purium business, use products, love products. If I see him, you need me. Okay. Because the knowledge that I'm going to share with you, you're going to get more time. Time equals wealth. Okay.
Yeah.
Health, wealth, time. Okay. So all these people, I don't care if you drive a Bentley. I don't care what Rolex you have. I have a nice Rolex, but let's just put it this way. I'm wealthy because I'm healthy. How about that?
Right. And you know what's so sad? I'll tell you what's really sad. Number one, I care about the guy and I think he's a great guy. I love him. I really do. But he's got all these videos with his kids, man. And he had a video the other night that I watched where those two little kids, he was been gone, and they come up and give dad a big hug, and they're little shorts, right? And I'm thinking, God, these kids love their dad, and he obviously loves these kids. But this guy's not going to be around for these kids. I mean, at the rate that he's going right now, even though he's going to provide for them financially, he's setting the example. These kids are going to be, they're going to be doing the same thing he's doing. They're going to be eating the same way he's eating. He's not going to be there for them. When that little girl gets married in 25 years from now or whatever, there's a very good chance he will not watch that wedding. And those poor kids will probably have many of the same health issues that he'll have, which are going to be with heart disease, with diabetes, with all these different things that go wrong with eating these bad foods. And, honestly, we're on these channels, Ian, because we love people, right? I mean, technically we're preaching and obviously we're trying to sell a product, but we're trying to sell a product that's really going to increase people's health, because you're going to go out to eat and you're going to eat anyway, right? So you're going to go out and you're going to hit these different restaurants, and we all have a budget for what we're going to pay for food. But the goal is to designate that budget to buying stuff that's going to make you healthy, stuff that's going to give your body what it needs, and to really enjoy the quality of life. So you're not coming to me for a Tesla plasma chamber because you're all screwed up health-wise, because unfortunately, there's a lot of disinformation. We're not getting the knowledge we need, and we're certainly not getting the grocery stores and the different places saying we've looked into this, it's the healthiest, best stuff. It's actually the opposite. It's the stuff that tastes good or tastes the best, but it's really for our body. It's really not good for us. So I do want to just put in there, because you held up the Purium card.
Yeah.
These are products that we're on. Let's talk about the specials.
Yeah, and the specials is really great. Okay, if someone wants to order Purium products, they could go to iShopPurium.com. Sean will have the details here. But you're going to get a $50 gift card when you spend $75. Okay, if you spend $200, you're going to get 25% off on the whole order. The Daily Core 4 Immune, you're going to get 25% off. Step right up. Your body's going to be taken into the shop. You're going to come out of the shop glowing. Okay, but it takes work like anything. Okay, health is worth fighting for, because when you have optimal health, you're just going to enjoy life. Okay. I mean, every day I'm smiling. I'm driving my Tesla smiling because I've earned this health.
That's exactly right.
And
that's exactly right.
This right here could change your life, literally. Okay. I've helped tens of thousands of people in my career enjoy what is free. Health is free, disease you earn. Okay. So health is free. Go out and get it. Okay. Contact Sean. Okay. He'll contact with me. We got lots of people that are on Purium products. He referenced Mel Carmine, who's a pretty significant podcaster. These products changing his life. He decided to make the decision. Decisions shape your life. You find your freedom within your discipline. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. The lack of discipline, you're not free. It's applicable to every aspect of your life. Okay. So I don't care what people think, because, you know, try to keep up with me on the mountain in Colombia where we have a house. Try to keep up with me here in Florida. Okay. Mock my diet, mock the way I live. Long story short, you got to be in it to win it. And I'm in it to win it. So if you are as well, contact us and we'll help you with your aches and pains and itises. Go see Sean for his technology, because the nutrition will really help potentiate what he can offer you.
Yeah, and it's all about quality of life. Well, last thing I'll say, and then we can finish up. I saw an interview this morning with the guy that's 100 years old. He's breaking records. He's doing different types of things, walking and different activities, but some of it is actually like competitive. And he basically said that at the age of 60, he made a conscious decision to change his diet. And when he was asked this morning, what was the number one thing, and he's still very healthy at 100 years old, what was the number one thing that he did that he could attribute living a good, long life? The number one thing that he said was diet. And so, you know, I would really like to not get calls from people that are like, in emergency code red, I'm really screwed up and I need help. I would love, beautiful. I would love to try to, you know, prevent the body from breaking down and having those issues. But, you know, there's just so many layers to what needs to be done to maintain good overall health. A little bit of exercise, eating right is the core basic thing. I started trickling into it, but Dr. Mike Van Thielen, who's down by you, he's got like 6 different degrees in nutrition, health, wellness, all these different things. The body has literally trillions of cells, and every single cell is performing thousands of functions. And those cells are sending messages to the brain of what they need to perform their function and to stay healthy. And our brains need to do a better job of listening to our cells and putting these nutrients into the body so that the cells can do what the cells want to do or what they need to do, because every cell is programmed to be optimal health. But if you're not giving your body what the body needs, it's going to start breaking down. And it's just a very simple thing. It's not very complicated. It's very easy to understand. But if you're out there, if you buy $200 or more of the Purium products, you're going to save 25%. With the card, if you spend at least $75,
75.
You get $25 discount.
50.
Get started on getting these products into your lifestyle. Whatever budget you've got to work with, if you just get the Power Shake, whatever it is that you get onto. And Ian, I'm going to put your phone number back up there again, because the last time we did that, Ian makes himself available. He loves people. He likes talking to people one-on-one. We've had many calls with people that I've had on our channel that have said, hey, I want to just learn a little bit more, talk about this. And these are people that have a lot of immune problems, autoimmune syndrome, Crohn's disease, all these different things, which we can break down and talk about more on our next call, because a lot of these are coming from some of the toxicity that's in the food, which gets into the biomedic and some of the other things that you've got.
Correct.
But we care about people. We love people. We want people to be healthy. We want people to get the nutrients they need. And we want to make this world a better place, one person at a time. And we're here to talk and help people, anybody. Even as busy as I am, as busy as you are, I still take the time. If my phone rings and somebody needs me and they want to talk, I will usually spend a good amount of time with that person to listen to them, understand what they need, and do everything in my power with my knowledge base and with what I've got available. But Ian, you have opened up a whole nother world for me that's got me into a higher level of physical health, better overall conditioning, fitness. And I couldn't be more grateful. And that's the way God works. God works in mysterious ways, but sometimes it's no mystery. That's exactly what I needed. It's what everybody that's on this channel needs. Man. It's what we all need. Ian, with that being said, sir, give us one last word of wisdom. Say, whatever you wish to say, and we'll call it a show.
You are what you eat. Show up for yourself, and your body will show up for you. Every day, you could create a better pathway for you and your family. Really important. So contact us and we'll help you have the best days to come in your life.
I love it, brother. I love you, man. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for everything you do to help people.
Welcome.
And stay with me. I'm going to just shut this down, this recording, and then stay with
Okay.
me and we'll chat and finish up here.
You
But
got
God
it.
bless you, brother. I love you, and we'll talk to you again
Thank you,
soon.
man. Ciao.
And now I just have to figure out how to shut this down. I'm trying to do it from the other computer.